over these last few months. I've been on a journey, and I've seen, some of the top professionals across the country, and their answers to me were pretty much all the same. They were the same. And this event was life-changing, but it's not the end of my story. So I'm here to announce that I plan on making a comeback to the NFL. My heart is still in it, my heart is still in the game. I love the game. It's something I want to prove to myself, not nobody else, I just want to show people that fear is a choice, that, you can keep going in something without having the answers and without knowing what's at the end of the tunnel, or, you might feel anxious. You might feel any type of way, but you just keep putting that right foot in front of the left one and you keep going. I want to stand for that.
Damar Hamlin, not even 4 months from his heart stopping on the field in Cincinnati. It was the biggest story in all of sports, crossed over to mainstream news. It was scary. I'll never forget that hour and a half or so after it happened, once we realized, remember, I think you and I both agreed, the moment that Josh Allen put his hands on his face, that it was something different than the usual precautionary measure that we see, every few weeks. There's a guy who they take off the field very gingerly. They're being careful. It's nothing serious. We're just being precautionary. That was the moment it turned. It was a nightmare for Damar Hamlin, for the Buffalo Bills organization, for his family, and now here we are. April 18, he announces he's cleared to play. Brandon Beane, the GM of the Bills, said the same thing. Cleared to play, and he is coming back. And look, I think there are going to be some psychological hurdles he's going to have to go over,
of course,
before he puts himself in a uniform and goes back on a field. But he's determined to do it, and I think he understands. They've diagnosed, and this is a diagnosis of exclusion. You rule out everything else, and then you determine it was commotio cordis, that very rare instant where you take a blow to the chest and your heart stops beating. It gets short-circuited by the impact. Extremely rare. Not some condition that he has to worry about happening again to him. And he's ready to return.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great story to see him come back and play.
I mean, I'm not shocked, just because I know enough about the guy through the grapevine to know that the guy loved football, right? We kind of heard that at the time as well. And, as we kind of said at the time, too, you know what football players do? They play football. That's right. They damn right. And that's what they want to do. It's their passion. It's their love. So, one, I love it because of it kind of ends some of the, again, the worrying, the stigma that's out there that's negative about football and all that. And all these guys, gosh, this is such a brutal sport. Why do they do this and all that? Because they love it. Because we love it, right? And you said it right. There's going to be some things to overcome there, But one, I know that he made a comment right about the doctor said it would be good for his mental health, right? There was something along those lines. Yeah. I mean, that's what he loves. He wants to get back out there. And then the mental hurdles about, oh man, what's it going to be like the first time I hit somebody? Hey, listen, this is a situation that I could put myself in his shoes a little bit. My situation wasn't quite as dire, but it was dire, as you know. And yeah, that, coming back that next year, playing in the preseason, which actually for me was, way down the road. It was 2 years later. Yeah, there was a part of me, wait, what's it going to be like the first time I get smacked in the chest with some, helmet when I'm throwing the football? Am I going to be okay? Is my scar going to split open, right? Am I going to be gun shy or scared to get hit or stuff like that, right? And yeah, without football, I was a miserable SOB. And I wasn't the same. My passion had been taken away from me. So I totally get it. I really am. And I'm happy for him. And I'm rooting for him, as we all are.
And the difference was, for you had a permanent lingering effect with the removal of the spleen, the proprioception, having to relearn how to throw, having to relearn how to move. For him, now that he's recovered from the cardiac arrest, he's the same guy that he was before.
Yeah, it's great.
He comes back.
Yeah.
Physically the same.
Right.
Mentally changed.
Definitely.
Physically the same. And
right.
We'll see how the mental aspect of it manifests itself. But it's great news for him, and it's great news for the Bills. He's already the overwhelming favorite to be the comeback player of the year at minus 650 at most sports books, and 86% implied probability, I don't know. How does he not? Now, the AP, as we both know, Chris, doesn't give any real guidance on what it means to be the comeback player, other than this past year they wouldn't let me vote for Brian Robinson because he wasn't in the NFL in 2021. Well, he got shot in August, and he came back and played. If that isn't comeback player of the year, I don't know what is. Damar Hamlin, if coming back literally from your heart stopping and playing football again in any capacity isn't comeback player of the year, there's no other way to define it. So, I can't even think of who else would be in the running. Maybe Deshaun Watson if he comes back and has an MVP caliber season. But even then, it's going to be a high bar to overcome. Damar Hamlin died on the field, came back to life, and is back in the NFL. That truly is amazing. And it's amazing that it's only been less than 4 months. I thought this is a decision that would be made in July, not in April.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think it just, again, I think it shows you that how much he loves it, and he wants to be a part of the process and the offseason, and he wants life to move in that direction. And hey, even from a football standpoint, the guy's a good player, and the Bills need him. As we know, the Bills, their safeties are a little older. I mean, Micah Hyde's coming off a neck injury, right? Jordan Poyer's getting up there in age, right? So that's where this guy's also important to the football team, let alone, hey, he's important to all of us because he's kind of a beacon of hope, recovery, football love for all of us football fans out there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.